Today we're going on a short 1,745 mile drive to go rockhounding in Badlands National Park in South Dakota. April Fools, got you guys. We're not actually going to be rockhounding inside of Badlands National Park. Instead, I'm going to be taking you to a spot that's just a couple miles beyond the park itself on some beautiful public land with much of the same scenery to enjoy as there is inside of the park. I'm going to show you all of the beautiful agates that I found, and we're even going to slice a few of them up on the saw to check out what's waiting for us inside. Out in the middle of nowhere here in South Dakota. I'm recording this in February, and I lucked out and happened to get about a 50-degree day, so we're going to be looking for some Fairburn agates out here. There's all sorts of rocks out here with striping, banding, different patterns. Some of them more exciting than others. It seems like most of the matrix rock out here is this kind of like caramel colored chert slash chalcedony. And then there's also a little bit of black, gray, brown. And then it just kind of continues into these big washed out prairies and fields for, you know, as far as the eye can see. And then in the distance, we got the Badlands, and hopefully, if everything goes to plan, the idea is not to lose sight of my truck out here. This, I believe, might be what people refer to out here as a prairie agate. They're like the most common variant of agates out here. They're pretty abundant. A lot of people pick them up or leave them behind. This one's not super crazy, just a fragment of one. I wanted to show a couple of other things that I'm finding while I'm out here, which there's quite a bit of this, which is just kind of some volcanic looking chalcedony. It's in these rougher chunks, and it's a lot less worn and weathered than the surrounding rock. Some of that chalcedony is pretty beautiful as well. This one's got a nice shine to it. So Fairburn agates are the state gemstone of South Dakota. And just so you can get an idea of how tricky they are to find, there's entire groups on Facebook of people that go and look for these and post tips about how to find them, and that's how I found this spot out here, was through some comments of other people. Some people spend entire years looking for these and never find a single one. It's a real strange one. I got it just a little bit wet. It's like a big red nodule of something. Crazy color to it. It really sticks out compared to the rocks around it. Don't know how well I can pick it up on camera, but it's got a little bit of a botryoidal formation there in that center valley to it. Yeah, that's the color of it. I don't know, I might bring that one home. Maybe put a slice right down the middle. I tried a new editing style for this video. If you guys are enjoying and you want to help the channel, click the like button below. Here's some real deep black rock. This one looks almost like a shale or something like that. It's pretty brittle, seems sedimentary. Let's see if we can take a break at it. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that's shale. Okay, this one really caught my eye. It's still buried, but it looks like it's got eyes on it. I'm not sure what this could be. You ready? Oh, what do we got? Definitely some eyes. And then how about that pattern here on the back? Little pink rings and bubbles to it. I think that could be a nodule. Again, gonna need some expert opinion. Big old block of quartz out here, and you can find rose quartz out here as well, but that's a pretty hefty size chunk of white quartz. I definitely recommend hiking boots if you come out here. There are some cacti which would suck to walk into if you're in running shoes or something like that. I think that might be just a prairie agate. Beautiful color though. It looks like it almost has some light gray, purplish happening there next to the orange here at the bottom by my thumb. It almost looks like petrified wood. I don't think it is though. there is petrified wood in the area, let me know, but I think that's just a broken and elongated piece of quartz or quartzite. Ooh, that's got some interesting patterning to it. That one needs some water. I need an expert opinion, so I'm going to definitely take it home. Maybe post up some pictures on Facebook. See if some people that are smarter than me can tell me what I got in my hand. Here's a weird one with like some little nodules sprouting out of the side of it. Huh. Anything going? Right there by my index finger. Let's get this in focus. Ooh, okay. So I got the rock wet. If you look right in there, there's little parallel bands. That's got to be one of the hardest rocks I've ever cut. It took 8 minutes just to cut this little thing. Yeah, that felt like it was harder than metal to cut. Pretty beautiful stuff though inside. That's got a crazy pattern to it. It has like little knots and twists in its surface. That might be one to bring home and do a quick cut on. All right, then this kind of nodule looking one I got here. I thought it was going to be really hard to cut, and I ended up being right. So I cut it off camera because it took me like 15 minutes to cut this little rock. So I think I may be needing a new saw blade. But nonetheless, inside it ended up being like this beautiful plume agate. I'm really not quite sure what this is. I'm trying to get some water on it from my gloves. But yeah, it was a very, very hard cut. It looks almost like kind of like something you'd find up at Graveyard Point. I know it's drying out and it's got some scalds from the saw blade on it, but this was unexpectedly beautiful. I had no idea what I'd find inside, and frankly I thought it was kind of going to be junk when I popped it open, but this is probably my favorite so far. Now what about something like this? I think that might be a prairie agate or a chert. Really not sure. Huh. I have no idea what to call that. Don't think it's a Fairburn, but it's got some beautiful bands in there. It's definitely an agate of some sort. Just found it right here by my feet, almost back to my truck, right by the road. Huh. Alright, so far this is like the closest to a typical agate that I've gotten so far. Looks like it's got some quartz here in the center, kind of that lighter pinkish white color towards this bottom edge. Sorry, my hands are fatigued from cutting, a little shaky, especially these smaller stones. It's hard to just hold them in place and also not put your fingers in the path of the blade. If you guys want to check out this spot for yourself, what I've been doing is slowly collecting all the places that I've been to over the years on my new website called thirdplanetrocks.com. I have it sorted out by state. I try to make it nice and easy to browse and load on a phone, so if you're out in the middle of nowhere, hopefully the pages load quickly and it's easy to navigate. The only problem is it takes me just a little bit of time to make sure I do a good job on the web pages, so come back in a few days, check the description of this video, and I should have a link down below to check out these places for yourself. Alright, this is the second spot we're going to check out. I just drove off like a little side road, just deeper into the grassland, and going to see if maybe a few less people have been out here over the years and see what's laying out in the grass for us. There seems to be a lot less rock out this way. I think it's kind of just luck of the draw, little pockets. Some have more rock than others. You just keep walking far enough and you'll probably find them. It's like a full-on nodule. Huh. It's real bulbous looking. I thought it was like a mushroom or some sort of fungi at first when I saw it. Oh, there is some banding there on the backside. Right there. All right, we might have actually found one. This is exactly as it was laying. I haven't picked it up yet. If we get real up close, it kind of looks like the Fairburn pattern happening there. Let me take off my glove. Hands aren't super distinguished though. Oh, I think it might be. It's real small, but that's probably the highest quality one I've found so far. Again, I'm not an expert. This is my first time ever looking for rocks in the state of South Dakota, so forgive me if I'm getting hyped up over nothing here, but that might be a little Fairburn agate for my collection back home. Oh, how about this one? I think that might be one. Oh, let's try to look just a little closer. That's gotta be what I'm looking for, right? Real tiny guy again. Another decent looking prairie agate. Looks like banded chert. Got some crazy swirls in it. It's a really nice piece of it actually. Usually it doesn't have this distinctive a banding pattern to it. They're almost concentric for one another, these little like ovals tucked into each other. This one's a wacky one for sure. Looks like a nodule and then it's like a brain almost. Oh, here's some neat strangeness going on. I think that's some banded chert is probably what I'd call that, but it's a water level, goes all the way around. That's a cool one. So I have no idea if the camera's picking it up, but that sound that I just played was the black-footed ferret, which is a prairie dog out here, and it's endangered, and there's these little areas out here that are closed off, and there's some barbed wire fence and stuff, and I stayed out of those. I don't know if you can go in or not, but there's signs all up that you can't hunt or shoot them, obviously. Here's a terminal cover from someone's battery. Honestly, this place is super clean. This is the first piece of junk that I found so far. And just like that, we are back. My name's Griffin, and Third Planet Rocks is my project to get more people outside and enjoying my favorite hobby of rock hounding. So if you guys made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate you watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.